a pact between them that if they told a joke, the other one would always laugh because in case the joke didn't go over. And Luella said, when I would tell the joke, I got lots of laugh because Eva had a laugh that would start out, oh.
That's funny.
And you know, and then of course Eva and Luella and Dorothy sang together quite a bit before I entered the thing. And yeah, we had good times together growing up. So, and that's why I think, you know, when your mother was killed, I think that was the first death that really hit me. And part of it was that I was big and pregnant with Roberta. Mm-hmm. In fact, Eva was died on the 4th of July, and Roberta was born August 1st. Mm-hmm. And you know, I was gripped with a crazy fear that I can't, because I thought, well, if a pastor's wife with 6, at that time it was 6 children, wasn't it? Or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Melody was number 7. And it was just uncanny. I thought, and you know, here's Roberta and Evelyn and Russell all tiny and everything. But one day I was reading the scriptures, and I don't know if I'd ever read it before, but it was in Timothy. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. And that just jumped out of the scriptures to me. Mm-hmm. And every time that fear would grip me, I would quote that scripture. Mm-hmm. And that might have gone on for about 4 or 5 months. And all of a sudden I noticed that fear left.
Can I see that for a second?
I love that story.
You know, when Eva died, we were up at the Swigert's family always rented cabins on a lake for the 4th of July week. And so we were up there, and Mom and Dad with my grandparents, and Mom and Dad came up after the store closed the night before. And then this accident happened, and they found out through the Gilbrists or somebody that we were up at Deer Lake. So Ralph, and was he for the sheriff department or something at the time?
Yeah, he could have been.
He called up to the resort during the middle of the night and said, "Do you have a Bud Swigert there?" This is emotional to me too. And they said, "No, we don't." And so Ralph just kept, trying to find him. And finally, early in the morning, he called and said, "Oh, how about, do you have any Swigert?" And they said, "Yeah, we have a Bud Swigert."
Whoever answered at first didn't know.
Didn't know what they were doing when they asked for a Roy Swigert. I mean, how common is a Swigert?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have just said
yeah. So they said Roy Swigert, and so anyway, so Mom and Dad got the message, jumped in the car, and took off. Norm and I stayed with my grandparents. And just about the time Mom and Dad were driving in the valley to the hospital, it came on the radio that she had just passed away. On the radio.
Yeah. What radio? It's a mystery to me that to this day I don't understand it, that Eva was taken, yet little Melody, who was 4 months old, was found face down where she might have drowned, but her face wasn't in the water, but there was water in the ditch. you
And
know,
that
which
person
was
pulled her
nothing,
out.
which was nothing short of a miracle that Melody was found, because she was found by a total stranger who
Yeah.
was,
Just happened to be
and
there.
you know, those are the mysteries of life. But like I crashed your Terry reunion one time,
We loved it.
We did.
and when I looked out and saw all the Flathers there, and I said, I couldn't help. And I've used this illustration so many times of God's faithfulness.
Yeah.
I said, if a mother had any prayer, it was that her children would grow up to serve the Lord. And I looked out over and saw all of you. Randy, I don't think was there, but I had gotten word through somebody that he had given his heart,
Yeah.
and I said, here's an example of God's faithfulness and his answer to prayer many years afterwards, and it took several people helping out, but he brought you all along. It's just
Were all you kids in the car at that time?
No.
Who was
It
on
was
this car?
Carol,
there was
Terry,
Harry wasn't able to go to the funeral because he was in the hospital.
but it was Carol, Terry, Randy, and Melody.
Okay, so just
And Terry was in the front seat with Mother holding
And
Melody.
wasn't
There were
Randy,
no car seats back in
did I
61.
hear it
There
right
were-
when I said that Randy
no
was the
seatbelts.
only one
was
that
Carol-
wasn't
anyone else
knocked
besides
out?
Randy heard?
Yes.
And he
was the
saw
only one
his
knocked
mother
out.
there? I
Terry
think
was
that
hurt.
made
Terry
5
had
years old.
concussion. Carol
I think
had a
that made an
slight concussion.
indelible impression that he
And
never
Melody
threw.
was okay after she was checked out.
4.
So,
He was 4.
They all went to the hospital.
Yeah.
Randy was the only one